Andy Ford. I am president of the Atlanta Jugglers Association. We meet here twice a week, Sunday afternoons and Thursday evenings, and anybody is welcome to come by and learn to juggle for free. It's probably not as hard as you would think. Almost anybody can learn to juggle, and that's very fun. We just hang out, have fun, swap tricks. We have our own festival at Groundhog Day, which will be at the Shriner Center in Midtown again. Check out our website, atlantajugglers.org. Come see us.
I am Dr. Ramatu Afewasabat of Manga African Dance Company, founder, director. We're housed right here at Little Five Points Community Center. Our mission statement is preservation of the indigenous African cultures through dance performances, lecture demonstration, drama, theater. We teach classes on Saturdays, drum class, dance class at noon and at 1. Check us out at mangadance.org.
My name is Noah Reyes. I'm the Program and Outreach Coordinator for Art Papers. We are a nonprofit that is Atlanta-based and globally engaged, serving the creative community and culturally curious.
I love Art Papers. Those are just some really amazing people. But however, it just doesn't make any sense for all of us to be here live, the guests be here way ahead of time, be all good, all straight, and we're watching. And it was great to have worked together, putting together that video. That's our showcase video that shows a lot of the places where we stay in the Little Five Points Community Center. And that is, you can see them hanging out over in Little Five Points, Atlanta, one of America's great neighborhood community districts. Just lots of shopping, lots of fun activities. I mean, y'all could see there, it was real dope. But there's just no reason to hang out here and not be facilitating some of the great conversations, some of the great, really interesting guests that we've got on. If we're just going to be talking nonsense, we might as well talk nonsense with them. Kevin, what's up? How are you? Give me a wave. That's my sign for any guest that's here. In fact, I'm going to give you some live onboarding too.
Okay.
Kevin, how's it going? Before we even talk, I'm going to show you kind of how we conduct the show.
All right.
Which is we can be in a whole different kind of formats. Like if you have something that you wanted to share, like a video, we could just sit here and watch it. So if you have something that's on YouTube or something that you need to pull up, we can at least play it on silent mode according to where you're at. We can also bring up, if you have something you want me to put on a Chiron, it comes up together really smoothly. Tabi, I meant to engage with this and say that when you're a guest, come in, we're going to add this to the onboarding. Give a short wave and we'll be able to see that you're here and available, and then we can bring you up, because I always want to be conscious of when I first started, we had women guests and they were not always sure, is this audio? Because we started in audio. And we would say, since this is audio, you don't have to do makeup. And it suddenly shaved, if they had kids, it shaved off tons of their prep time. So we were able to get this one woman that was in a fight with the governor of New York at the time and made him resign. We were able to get just lots of high profile guests just from the fact that they didn't have to do nothing but just be here. Summer Cristiana, are you here? Give me a wave and we'll add you to the stage. Hey, Summer, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad to see y'all. How y'all doing?
I'm just having a great day. It's Takeover Tuesday. And every week we take, like in real life, we're in a real neighborhood and it's a community center, but we want to be even more accessible to people. That's why we try every week to talk to creators about what their journey is, what they're doing, what projects they got going on, what do they need help with, what are they excited about. And we try to channel that energy of what y'all are going through and doing throughout the whole week. But one thing that I'll say is when we do these, we have like a speed. We have a round later on called a pitch gauntlet, and we walk people through these 8 questions that, we ask them, what's your idea? What's it similar to? How's it different? And as you go through these questions, you're able to explain an idea, and we play that in the community center during the week so that people understand as they walk in what kind of things you're working on, what success looks like for you, and ways to get involved. So it's great. Kevin, let's give you the floor. You were our first and most on-time guest. How's it going?
It's going pretty good today. No big issues. My studio's a little in disarray because we're actually headed down there for the Media Cafe. My band, we're doing something May 24th, and kind of just to be in the mixed deity vibe and give you an idea of who we are. We're going to be down there actually tonight playing for about an hour, just kind of doing a little tapered down type of set. So kind of hanging out here for a little while, then shutting it off, and then packing up and coming back, going down to the space.
Tell us about your group.
My group is called Cognate Souls. I actually have a shirt on. Cognate Souls. We say all souls, one root, one sound. It's the sound of love. The idea that we want to build a world of connectivity and speak about love and just things that are really happening in the world. So we're kind of socially aware, but we're also having a good time while doing it. We call ourselves psychedelic soul pop, funk rock. Honestly, if I could just call the vibe, we'll just say the genre is vibe. Like, we just have a good time. We speak about some things while having a good time, and then we let the music in the room be the music in the room without trying to put too much restraint on things,
What does Cognate Souls sound like to somebody that's never been to a show, and they might be watching across Atlanta and saying, do I come tonight? What is the sensory experience?
Yes, the sensory experience. Take a little bit of Sly and the Family Stone. Take a little bit of Gary Clark Jr., throw in some Earth, Wind, and Fire. Then if you want to bring it forward a little bit, you can say a little bit of like Lawrence or Wolfpack. And when you throw that all in the pot, and then that's what you get.
I love all of this, and it just sounds like it's hard to even categorize.
Yeah, that's a problem for us.
You've heard things that are similar, but nothing exactly like it.
Pretty much.
It's a real cool and unique experience. Summer Christiana, welcome, hello, and I hope that you're enjoying just being here and being part of the vibe. How's it going?
We lost her.
Well, wait, okay. Hey, how's it going?
There it is.
There we go.
We were just talking about how you, the work that you do that helps brands shine and be authentic. I wanted to let you insert your story and just tell your journey in your words.
Okay, well, my name is.
By the way, before you start, if you can take your camera and turn it to the side. Like, try to tilt it.
Yeah, I gotta maneuver this. Hold on.
Because then you will. It cooperates. Yeah. Now it's like the screen is all you and nothing else.
Okay. Need to be up a little higher. Hold on.
And you guys, you've got a website. I can do that while you shuffle the screen. You've got
Thank you.
testimonials. Yeah. You've got just lots of community events. And you do entertainment and media. And it seems like you're all wherever there is people creating things. You are there. And of course, I see so many institutions that I recognize. What's your journey been like?
So my name is Summer Christiana. I'm in the media and entertainment field. As you can see, I'm a media host here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm originally from Michigan, and I came here in 2010. I really help individuals with brands shine authentically through storytelling. So that can be like through hosting events for them, or interviewing them, or capturing media coverage for their events. Some of the people that I've worked with are Yandy Smith from Love and Hip Hop, a few different organizations like nonprofit organizations, the CT Vivian Foundation, Kyle's Kids Foundation, and just ultimately helping brands shine and tell their story.
As I look at your whole presence, I wonder what is a way for people to be involved on an entry level. What are ways that they can understand the value that you give and what you do for people, while they might not want to have to go to their board or to their significant other? What are the starting and mid-level ways for people to get involved with you?
Well, to get in contact with me.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
yeah.
kind of ways can people work with you?
Yeah, they can go through my website. I'm really big on social media. I manage all my sites for right now, so they'll be talking directly to me and booking through me. Or yeah, basically those are my most common places where they can book me. Everyone can see my work on, of course, my website that you showed, or the YouTube channel. I have More Than Network, which is a safe space for media professionals to collaborate and just thrive and network with one another. I also have a group chat. If you click More Than Network on the side over there.
Yeah.
Nope, not over there, the other side.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep. I offer like media opportunities in the group chat. I have Amazon Best Finds, and then I also have other resources and things that can basically just help everyone grow within the media and entertainment field.
Oh, wow. All right, cool.
And right now, Black History Month, we're highlighting individuals in the media field. So a few people that I've done are Wendy Williams, of course, Kendrick Lamar after that bomb Super Bowl performance, and just other individuals like that.
That's very cool.
Thank you.
So, Tabi, you're here. Share with us. I always say that whenever I can get somebody in real motion, that means way more than anything. Just say hello and just say, give your Instagram. How can people get in touch?
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Tabby. You can find me on my Instagram at @Tabby, and I'm focused on music and audio production and make art.
Yeah. I really want to talk about this whole theme today. It's all about feel good. We really wanted to have just a whole thing about the energy that you need to go through the week. What are things that you guys are doing? Do y'all have favorite movies that you go to? Do you have favorite experiences that you go to when you're in the mood to really when you're in a mood that gets you feeling good and emotionally centered? What media do you like to take in?
Oh crap.
Summer, you're muted. I'll unmute you though.
There we go. I like to binge watch shows. So you could probably catch me on like a Netflix or a Tubi binge watching something. Right now, I think I can't even remember the name of the show, but all the shows that I typically watch have to do with like media and entertainment, talking, or like Gen Z. So right now, that's really what I'm on a lot of. Uh-oh, I can't hear you guys.
You're watching Gen Z?
There we go. Say it again.
You're watching Gen Z like it's a type of content?
Yeah, there's a show. I think it's called Gen Z, and there's like Generation Z, of course. Individuals in the office, so they're dropping. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It took me a second. Yeah,
I've been watching that, and they drop it episode by episode, and it's driving me crazy because I want to watch everything at once.
Kevin, do you have something that is like that you go back to over and over? Do you like new things when you're in your comfort zone?
Nah, like if I had to pick one thing, it would suck. I have probably a grouping. Like if you talk about favorite movies, for example, it's probably going to be something that's like a Christopher Nolan film. So it might be something like in Inception.
It literally Inception is in my show notes for a conversation. Man, I love Inception.
Love Inception. I've always loved Inception. I feel like Summer having some marketing history. I feel like Inception is the explanation of what marketing is. Like
I think so too.
Yeah, I love the movie Inception. So when I have a couple hours, it's that. When I have a couple minutes, it's probably depending on where I am, you know. So if I'm like really, really hype and I want to stay energetic, then it's something different I might listen to than if I'm like really peaceful. For example, they're off of I can't remember the movie. Daniel Day-Lewis, Last of the Mohicans. There's a song on the soundtrack called Cora.
Yeah.
2.5 minute song, and it's this real beautiful, peaceful movement. And if I just in a place where I want to be still and recollect my thoughts, I can turn that on and listen to that about 30 times over. Or there's another song off of Thor, the second one. In the movie, it's when the mom dies and she goes up to heaven or whatever heaven is in Thor. And there's a movement in the line that the movement in the line is gorgeous. Gorgeous. The composer is Brian Taylor, but like the interval in the movement. It just gets me every single time. And there's like it's like a circle of things that just get me hype. And it would make sense. It doesn't even make sense that it gets me hype, but it'll get me hype.
Tabby, tell me, what do you have comfort viewing? Do you like to go back to something, or do you like to seek new things?
I like to seek new things. What has given me some comfort on the weekends would be this anime called Solo Leveling, and it comes on every Saturday, so that gives me something to like, watch and chill out on. And I like watching because if you watch the show, you see the protagonist grow from such thing. Man.
You are muted. You're muted.
Can't hear you.
I have a mic through the Media Cafe. Can you unmute the Media Cafe but mute my camera?
Well, the Media Cafe is definitely muted. Like it's not even connected. It's not on at all. It's not in the way. You are your only opposition.
Okay, I'm gonna fix it. Give me a second.
Okay, but we're always working on new technology. There's stuff that I know how to fix this, but I just haven't shared the right solution with them yet. But now that I'm seeing them dealing with that, have y'all heard of Discord?
Yeah.
I'm starting a Discord, and it's gonna solve a lot of these problems. I've run a very popular Discord to go with my podcast for like 3 or 4 years, but I stopped doing it. But I really think that Discord solves a lot of these problems of am I on audio, am I on video, back and forth. It's just hard to record from sometimes.
Is this better?
Are we straight?
Yeah, am I good?
Yeah, you're great.
Oh,
you got it.
Hey y'all.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nothing is beyond a little human
Abby?
ingenuity. Way to go.
I feel like I ruined the whole conversation. I'm like, oh, they're talking about all these things I know nothing about, but I'm liking it. I'm listening. Oh my goodness. I'm glad to be here with y'all. Let's cue up some graphics. Let's really introduce the show. Is that okay? I know y'all were talking. Y'all mind if I just like take over?
Yeah, no, it's totally okay. Well, let's segue. I'll ask you the same question we'd asked everybody else, and then we'll get, because really we only missed the 20-minute intro video anyway.
Yeah, I like how you were like, yeah, forget this. The people are here. We're gonna talk. I'm like, oh, okay.
But so the question I was asking everybody is, when it comes to comfort viewing, do you like to go back to things, or do you like to try new things?
When I don't even really watch TV, but I guess if I'm doing it
for whatever it is,
come back to old things. So I'm going to watch things like Bob's Burgers, like seasons. I've already watched like all the seasons, all the episodes. I'm gonna turn it on and go to sleep. Honestly, if I'm turning on TV, I'm probably going to bed. But if I come across something new, somebody got me there. Like, you know how you live around people or you have siblings and they're like, you gotta watch this. And so it's like, I'm gonna watch it while I'm with you, but I'm not gonna go home and continue that. And that's pretty much my thing. I think there's one series, y'all know me, I'm a Bible girl. So The Chosen, one of my friends, she was like, we met through music, and she's like, oh, you should watch The Chosen. And she got me with that. I was like, girl, I was in there, locked in, hook. I finished the series, and I started telling all my church friends. It's a series about the life of Jesus. So I was in there. It's like,
was Martin Scorsese produced?
No idea.
Okay.
Listen,
No,
girl, I don't even.
Martin Scorsese one is a different one.
Okay.
The Chosen was from a company called Angel Networks who came out with their own thing.
Yeah, see, you
right.
know.
Yeah, but it's better than most of the historical things or the Ben Hur type of church-based stuff. Is actually better, like Jesus cracks jokes and stuff.
Yeah,
so they actually kind of made it a little more realistic and shot in a way that you can watch it and not think, oh, this is something cheesy my grandmother watched.
Yeah, exactly. It's relatable. And then I was kind of jealous after watching it. I can't remember what was the final network I ended up on trying to watch it, but when it went off, they copied that. Somebody did that already. So there's like this super old version of this, and I'm like, I felt like robbed. Like, this is somebody else's stuff, but they did it better. But still, the episodes were pretty much kind of identical with a more modern look on it. And like you said, it was more relatable and not like my grandma. But my grandma said that. She was like, oh, I got the DVDs. I'm like, no, grandma, I don't think you got these DVDs. And she got the DVDs, bro. Like, she got the OG DVDs. So that's how I feel about music these days. And that is a great segue for me, because we're going to talk about music and food and feel good things, as Brandon got us into. The theme of today for today's Takeover Tuesday, brought to you by Mixed Deity and the Creative Drinking Club. Y'all know how I love to take over, and I do it quite so well, if I do say so myself. I will be your host just for the day, because this evening we have Cognate Souls is going to be taking over our takeover. But my name is Jess K. Farrell, checking in once again, as I do quite so well and quite so often, as I do say so myself. Our theme of today is what's on the menu. So I wanted to tie this in because to this evening, as I mentioned, shout out to Kevin. Kevin, I always have to like make myself say your whole name. When I met Kevin was like my best friend immediately. He was looking for what we're about to do. He was looking for a space where he could bring his concerts, where they weren't going to make you sell drinks from the bar or make you pay an arm and a leg for a venue where they're not bringing all the people, you were bringing all the people. He was looking for a place where he could partner and be able to bring this space for other musicians as well, other bands as well. And so tonight, the takeover is going to be by Cognate Souls, led by Kevin. Kevin, what's your last name?
Powell. That's fine. It's Powell. That's why I use
Powell.
I go by J. Kevin Powell because it for most of it.
Led by Kevin Powell. Yes, thank you, Brandon. So they are taking over tonight. They're bringing us just a smaller version of what we're going to get on the actual day, which stay tuned because it's on the Discovery board. And that's where we get all of our events and all of our fun things. So yeah, when I met Kevin, he called me, or he reached out via one of our sites, and we were able to get on the phone, and he was just like my best friend immediately. I'm like, bro, you can't come here. We're going to blow the roof off this place. Like, our laughs alone. So it's hard for me to be like Kevin Powell, because it's like my cousin Kev, you know?
Right. That works.
And later on, we found out that you were from the DMV too. I'm like, you're really my cousin.
I'm like right up the street. So I was like, oh, that explains how. Yeah.
Yes. And so I know Brandon asked you a bit about how the band sounds. How
Yeah.
are you feeling? How is the band feeling coming in today? Like, what was the pep talk, if there was one? Like, what's the discussion?
The pep talk is like, all right, y'all, we're gonna have to not blow the room out.
For sure.
Like we'll have to figure out how to calm it down just a little bit. Because when you're getting out there and you're doing something you love, but it's something also you created, and it's got this mixture of different flows and styles and things involved in it, the music, then it's like we just want to go wild and have a ball with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm the type of person where you can't see it, but I'm in my studio now and I got a camera here and a camera there. I got lights there and lights there and
come on,
everything in the room because we stream, but also because, like, I mean, the show ain't as fun if you don't have like a nice colorful light popping or something.
Facts. Like, even
like, I want some lights, I want some fog, I want stuff going.
Yeah.
Like, we all have a good time. But
in the daytime, we all look like the club when you turn the lights on.
Yeah. So,
like,
but we're gonna have fun. We're gonna make it fun. We did this little thing. I don't know if I sent this to you, but we made a menu tonight.
No.
We made a menu tonight of songs, and we described the songs in kind of a food terminology. So you can pick which song you want from each course. And
hold that up again. While
y'all will essentially be determining what set we play tonight, because you're going to pick the songs, and we're just going to go with the songs you pick.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So like, let me see. Like one song we have called Milk, I described it as a creamy bisque that captures the world, overlooked aromas, condensed in a rich, soulful reduction. And then I give a part of the line, and then didn't know a thing, the one up against it, a rich gumbo blending the best in life, hearty wisdom, a flavorful support system, and the spice of experience. Stuff like that. And just having fun with it for tonight.
I want gumbo.
Yeah, you want that gumbo?
For sure.
I'll be bringing it down. Just mark it up. Mark up which one you want. That's where we go.
And I love that. What were we gonna say? Were you gonna talk, B? Okay, cool. I know. I love that.
I'm just listening.
I love that Kevin. Oh, it's so hard. I'm like, Kev. That's my cousin, y'all.
Do you need to look at the discovery board? Do you need?
Yeah, right. I love that Kevin came up with the theme. He's like, we want to give them a menu. We want to allow them to pick it, and then he's coming with props. Like, this is gonna be dope. And so this tonight will give us a sneak preview into a larger event that we're going to be bringing to you. Yes, which will be found on the discovery board. Right now, you'll see on the discovery board the event for tonight for Cognate Souls, but it'll become a series of concerts where Kevin is aiming to bring in all types of bands, all different types of artists, people who can basically introduce them. I'm like, I'm not a band girl, but the opening acts, that's what I'm talking about. Different types of openers, people like Summer who can come out with media and introduce the world to these bands who are local and homegrown. Like, this is why we're all coming together, and this is why we're going to the discovery board to find out about homegrown events like this. I love, while we're on the discovery board and we're on that, let's get into some events, and then I want to come back to Summer and Tabby. That's cool. So some things that we have coming to the Mixed Deity Media Cafe, ladies and gentlemen. You saw it a little bit, and I want to talk about it because it's me. We're going to do the Get Up and Worship brunch right there. So the Get Up and Worship brunch is less than a month away, baby. It's a praise party. To know me is to know that I'm going to get you hyped. And to know me is to know that my feel-good music is going to be some gospel, y'all. And it's going to be everything from the old school to the new school, contemporary gospel, a whole gumbo of the sorts, as we mentioned earlier. And the whole goal is to have a good time. And I'm doing some fundraising in order to be able to put out a 7-song album along with music videos. So the funds that we raise from this Get Up and Worship brunch will go towards the album, but also go towards part 2, where we'll be bridging the gap and bringing in some kid artists. I have a singer and I have a writer who's going to be a part of the Get Up and Worship brunch part 2, and I'll be featuring them. But for this one, it's going to be March 8th at noon. We're going to feature Chef Lowe, the meal from Chef Lowe. We're going to feature Bishop Taylor from the Lord's House in Conyers, Georgia. And we're going to feature food for your mind, your body, and your soul. Okay. Now, next, we have empowerment. That is going to be a capoeira class that's focused on women. So a women's focused capoeira class. But here at Mixed Deity, we're all about combining the creatives. And so no one's excluded. So not women's only, but women's focused. Now, this young woman, Eileen, is so ready to bring this to the table for y'all. I'm going to say for us, because I think I'm going to try to play around with it. But she is going to give us a sneak preview into what her class is going to be like. And this is going to be on March 21st here at the Mixed Deity Media Cafe at 8 p.m. This class is free. The parking is free. And the experience, you go on the discovery board and you can read what she said about it. And also, if you're watching, you'll be able to briefly see her description. But I'm excited. This woman is fired up. Everything I send her immediately. She's like Kevin Powell. Back immediately. They're like, here you go. Here you go. Next thing. And lastly, I want to highlight, while there are so many things on there, we have some comedy events on there. If you like comedy shows, we have a bunch of shows at the Seven Stages Theater right up the street that are listed on the Discovery board that you can check out. But I want to highlight the SFQP festival. It's their summer festival. Yes, that's submissions. So they're calling for everyone who we bring together here on the Mixed Deity platform. They're looking for artists. They're looking for performers. They're having a pageant. They're looking for filmmakers. They're looking for people who want to display their art and also people who want to sell their art. They're looking for all of these things, and their submission forms are free. That's what I really liked about this. I'm like, oh, I do these things too. I'm balling on a budget. I want to submit myself. They're also looking for workshops. So people like, again, Summer Christiana, you can teach people a lot about just being a personality or public speaking. You're actually bringing me out tomorrow to some things. So, and you brought me out to a few things. So you could be one of those people who could submit a workshop, be able to teach the folks out there. So those submissions are due by March 14th. You can check out all of the details on the Mixed Deity Discovery board. You can get there by mixeddeity.com. Scroll on the homepage. It says Discovery board. You cannot miss it. Yes, look at those. Man, these people got some money going into this thing. Have y'all ever heard of this Southern Fried?
Yeah.
Heard of it, but it looks like a good time.
They're part of it. They work with the business association. They do one of the big events for the year. They were just at a meeting with us last week, and they're really trying to do more work in the Little 5 Points neighborhood this year. I really talked to them about doing skill sharing, because they do a very good job of producing in-person events. And of course, I mean, you're saying we do a good job of producing digital events. Mm-hmm. I just see lots of opportunity for us to do more work together.
Yeah.
And they definitely have open submissions. Be there.
Another thing about them is that they even let you know on the submission form, everyone's welcome, but we are in Atlanta, and so we are looking for people in Atlanta first. And it's like, yeah, let's put something into our people. Let's keep on giving our people a platform. And you can see there's a lot of work that's behind that platform. Like, they got everything ready. When you go to the forum to submit, when you go on social media, when you're clicking the links, it's just like, go. And so I love to see that. If you're prepared, I want to work with you. Would y'all go to the capoeira class, guys and gals?
Okay, so my question is, what is capoeira?
Capoeira is a Brazilian martial art that was disguised as a defense against slavery.
So disguised as martial arts, but they were teaching each other how to fight.
Yeah.
So
if you look at it from a distance, it almost looks like people are dancing.
Wow.
But
they also play like the drums and sing while they're doing it. It was a good disguise.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do. Have you ever played? Is it Is it Tekken? Y'all play the
Tekken,
game?
yeah. You remember Eddie? Go ahead.
Yeah, Eddie on Tekken.
Eddie Gordo. Yeah.
Summer's like, huh?
The
Well, Eddie does capoeira. Like, so while he's doing his stuff, he's like dancing while you
if
fight.
you know that character, then you know capoeira by saying that character is more famous than capoeira is.
Facts.
Yeah.
And it's like we just looking at him dancing. We think
But we definitely have Mixed Deity has hosted capoeira classes, events, and stuff across town. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't know Aldani.
She actually had come to a class here at Mixed Deity before.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah, so she was locked in. Summer Christiana, let's get into you because we did have you scheduled for our season premiere. But things happen. You left.
Okay, first, don't put my business out there.
You did. I got it on camera, actually. You came in the room and left.
I did.
And I know that you let them know a bit about you, but I like to kind of dive a little bit deeper. So what even drove you? I know the answers to these questions. So
yeah.
It's okay. They don't know, and we're going to make sure that they get to know. So what drove you to even start this media host journey?
Well, I've always been in the media and entertainment field. I started off doing modeling. So I was a pageant baby. So my mom, she would hold me on stage and walk me on stage. I had the frilly socks and everything. That ended up transferring over into like the school morning news announcements when I got into middle school. Then later on, I ended up going to college at Kennesaw State. And that's where I got a platform working with TST Network. And the platform was called Urban Music Report ATL. So I interviewed individuals on that show, just like people in the media field, mainly artists, more so, sometimes dancers and things like that. That platform is actually on Roku and Tubi. So once I started working with them, I kind of branched off on my own just to give me a little, they gave me a good foundation, but I felt like I needed to soar a little bit more and needed more ability to show my creativity. So I started doing it on my own. My brand was at first called More Than a Model Workshop. And I hosted different workshops teaching people how to like model, how to pose. I had guest speakers come in from the studio that I was working with and people that I worked with in the past. And then I ended up transferring it over to More Than Network just because More Than a Model Workshop is a mouthful. So I transferred it over to More Than Network and to be inclusive for all other media creatives, not just focused on models.
Nice. I like this saying. I made this up myself, y'all. And y'all can tap into, I'm going to come right back to Summer, but I would like to hear from each of you here. I like to say that your real job is your God-given talent. And so if that were to be the case, what would your actual job be?
What my God-given talent is yapping. And you can ask my mom that. Like, I've been a talker ever since I was in school. Like, I was always a good kid, but every report card that she would get, it will always say talking. She talks a lot. She talks
yes.
A's and B's, but she talks a lot. So my mom, she always knew that this was something that I would do, something with speaking in that field. And I just love to see people smile. That's my big thing. So if I can be a ear or talk somebody through something and see them smile, that makes me feel good.
Yes. What about you all? Don't all speak at once.
I was giving Tabby its first chance. Me, it's media producer, media owner, media creator. Like I think from my perspective, it's like music now, but I also want to write movies, be involved with movies, be involved with shooting movies. I've done commercial television shows, blah, blah, blah. I've done books and all that stuff. So for me, the whole umbrella of media and the whole like Bob Johnson's and even though don't always agree with them. The Ted Turners and the Rupert Murdochs of the world, who actually have the whole umbrella of media underneath them and can determine and help shape what messages are put out there from a media perspective. And the idea that I love the idea of telling stories and creating all these messages, but then being able to prove that you can actually create positive and good messages and make money doing that instead of having to sell the worst thing possible because it's the easiest way to make $1.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that.
Oh, it's harder. Oh, it's harder. I ain't gonna say it's easy, but it's possible.
If it was easy, everybody would do it, right?
I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason they say if it bleeds, it leads. Like, it's proven to work. Like, people run to the negativity really fast. But the psychological breakdown is also that people tend to be more loyal when you make them happy and have joy. So anger will move you fast, but joy will keep you around. So
I like that you mentioned that, because that's more so my goal too. Is I don't care for the quick and easy, but I want that solid grassroots foundation of fans. Like, Beyonce's fans love her. There's nothing she could do wrong at all. That's how I need my support to be. It's like, you love me because of the experience that I gave you when you came to shop with me, be around me, whatever it is. Like, you know, you're going to get that energy every single time.
I would say I don't think about what I do best as a talent that goes to other people. I'd say I'm really great at experiencing things. People enjoy, like, I'm a great writer or whatever. And, it's great that I can communicate, edit, produce. I'm working on an AV club. I've been doing an organizer incubator for the last
I immediately
year.
saw merch. Like, that's so cute.
I've been doing an organizing incubator for the last year at Mosaic Atlanta, but I really want to do film incubator and teach people how to create in audio, in text, in video with similar ideas in a way that they can scale up to whatever their budget is and make, understand how to make quality things at every perspective. I saw a film club last year, and these guys are making hundreds and hundreds of short 1-minute films, and they're taking their camera and working in small communities and doing it. And when you think about how the film industry is relatively short as an art form, it's only existed for a smart amount of the ideas that will define how we take in movies has not even started yet. And if that's going to happen, it's probably going to be people like the people that are here in this room that are going to actually decide what happens after Hollywood. It's not going to go forever. What is that? It probably is here in this room.
Yeah, it is. Cheers to doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
Tabby, you have anything? You can't skate, brother.
I mean, I could.
You can give a less convoluted answer than I gave, for sure.
I'll give the best answer I can. I think what I do best is I say create. Just flat out. Anything involving my hands, like painting and drawing. In fact, those two were like my first loves before I got into music. And then after that, it was just all music and media. And that's pretty much all I feel like I'm good at and what I'll do best in. I can always find peace within like music, no matter what I'm listening to.
Nice. You can find peace in heavy metal rock.
Yeah.
It's like that gothic slow jam type, and a little bit because the melodies are pretty cool.
Okay. You're like, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Go listen to like something where it's like, and that joint, if you just sit on it just for a second and listen to the drum, you be like, that is actually kind of meditative.
If you really think about it, the people that make that music, they're from Sweden. They're staring around looking at mountains all day. They definitely are. They are decompressing while doing whatever they're doing.
I walk this lonely road. Anywho, next. So, Summer, do you have any tips for attracting? And I'm asking you this specifically because I've seen you in so many spaces. And I think that you do very well with networking, like more than network knows how to network, right? And so do you have any tips for how you go about attracting gigs, and specifically the right gigs, and attracting the audience, and specifically your audience?
With me, it's a lot about who you know. So just getting out there and making sure I'm my natural self, talking to people, seeking out different opportunities, and being true to your word. That's one thing that's really helped me. Of course, social media has aided in being able to reach people, but I kind of support all the people that I'm interested in. I find a way to help support them. So that's really how I really reach out to most of my people, and how I've landed a lot of gigs and opportunities.
Okay, you make yourself known in person.
Right.
I'm out in these streets, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, social media is one thing. Like, it's good that they'll repeatedly see me, but to talk to me is one thing than to see me. So on social media, typically, like, my clients, they'll see like my personality, or they really like a design that I did on More Than, or something that I did for a client, and then they'll reach out to me through that. But talking to me is completely different.
I like that. I always say boots to the ground is best, in my opinion. And the internet is super saturated. Everybody's there. And so it's similar to how you say it's like a show and tell. The way that it's like, yeah, I did this already. Check it out. I was out there when I did it. So this is for the floor. How do y'all go about not getting lost in who you are while you're connecting with other people? Because right, I get lost, especially with music. I can connect with someone and do a collab on a project, and they're like, I don't know, like, it's just, they'll talk about things that aren't necessarily my brand,
right?
And I know how to make it into my brand, but I kind of can get lost in what I was doing with them and kind of turn into that. So how do y'all go about staying, you said stay true, remaining true to yourself? How do you do that?
I'll let somebody else talk.
For me, it's pretty easy. I mean, you really think about a bullseye and the time that you spend with yourself. And I'm sure no matter how, I don't care how creative you are as a person. And I've seen and heard my own voice plenty of different mediums. I have a whole inner life that is, of course, just to myself. So you have your own inner life, then you have your close family and friends that are also, but the proportions of what those next levels are and how they are designed is really up to you. So like when I meet somebody and it's not for me, they may be on the bullseye, they may be on a distant part of the bullseye that's not going to take up a whole lot of my time. I know first of all, I can be a little detached from an individual that I meet, just in the same way that if I go and if I'm making some sort of presentation to people, they may not want to go with me. They might want to go with somebody else. So I can't take every relationship that I have that intensely, and that's a money relationship. So with a casual relationship, I know, first of all, you have to kind of treat the world as there to provide you with an experience. It's there to provide you with something that is weird or interesting or entertaining. So even if it's not for you, there's something in it that you can at least stand back from it and go, it's interesting that I experienced that. Just like, an piece of art, you might just look at it and it might not have to go home with you. But in terms of, and also part of that balance is you have to be assertive. I mean, if you're meeting somebody and you like what you're doing, you're going to talk about it more often. If you see something that you want to connect with, you want to connect it with that person, you give them a card, or you call them afterwards, or you reach out to them, or whatever it is. So part of that is, instead of thinking it as a crowd that you're getting lost in, you have to think about it as a crowd that you are going through on your path to your individual destination.
How?
You think about,
First of all, yo, you be Brandon be snapping, y'all. Oh my God. how long does it take to develop these boundaries? Because that's all I heard the whole time was boundary, boundary, boundary. How long did that take, or how many incidences have happened for you to be like, nah, this is, I'm looking for my bullseye, I'm staying straight on path?
Literally, I would say this is not an emotional concept. This is a concept you can literalize. When you think about, you have a community, you have a Patreon, you have people who follow you on Instagram. Each of those are like different layers of intimacy alongside a sales funnel. So if you think about what is your emotional, it's not something that you have to like think about even. It's just like if you have, I mean, like literally, if you have an organization, you have people who are subscribers, you have people who are members, you have people who you go on the retreat with, and you have people who you just see in public. And they're just literally different tiers.
Yeah.
So in terms of how you think, not that you have to be that cold and you're thinking towards your random relationships, but you also have to think at what level of seriousness do I take this person and their time?
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah. And what level of seriousness are they taking me?
That's hard. That's hard to know.
That organization that you're saying, it's like
that's an emotional issue.
Would you say?
That's an emotional issue. How much time do you spend with somebody, and is it good or bad or right or wrong?
Ooh.
You can talk to yourself about that forever, of course.
Facts over feelings. Come on, Brandon. We said we snatching it all. I love that. So individually, with respect to everyone's niche, right? I feel like Summer, you and I are kind of like the same girl. Like we're the school announcements girl. We are connecting girl. You know, we are locking in. Individually, what is something that you put at your bullseye, basically, specific to your niche? Like I'm going towards this without being too revealing of letting people know, you know, your goals and all that, but something that is your bullseye and you set your mind on it to make sure that you're getting there. And also while you're going there, how do you measure it?
So with me, my bullseye would be like the image of my brand. And I don't necessarily mean like how I look, but more so how I'm making people feel, who I'm working with. So my whole thing is I've always wanted to work with kids. So I can't tarnish my image by being, this is the first thing that popped in the top of my head, just because everybody knows like the OnlyFans model type.
Yeah.
So just staying true to who I am, which ties back into the other question too. Staying true to who I am is just like my image, basically.
Mm-hmm. So you measuring it by what am I doing right now? And would the kids be able to see this?
Yeah, kind of like that too, but I'm getting older as well. So it's more so like is it classy and adultish? Like, and everyone has a different term for classy or their meaning for classy. So is it classy to me? Does it fit along my journey? What's the message that I'm giving off? Especially being like a woman in the media field. I know you can relate to this, Kay. Mm-hmm. Being a woman in the media field, you can't give off the wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't give off the wrong aura or, you know, come out to an event and too much is showing.
Yeah.
So it's just the look and what's going on has to align.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Kevin? Kevin Powell.
I think I'm very big in the mission statements, whether personal or corporate. But when I came up with the reason I say that all souls, one root, one sound, the sound of love, is that very much is tied into who I am as a human being and a person, and my personal bullseye. And when it was time to actually pursue the music thing like I wasn't able to do when I was younger, it was like, you know what, if there's anything I'm going to do in this music thing, I'm going to do me. Like I've done a corporate thing and had to be corporate, and I've done this thing over here, and you know, you give them the PR answer and you give them the nice answer without kind of saying what you just want to say. And this one's just going to be me, and just go down the road, down the middle where I think I want me to be. And so that statement is in a lot of things when I'm making a decision, whether it's said out loud or not. It's like, do you believe in all souls? Do you believe in one root? I don't care what your root is. For me, it's God. But if it's the wave for you or the light or the Big Bang, I don't care. Do you realize we're all connected? You know, and then do you believe that we can all produce one sound, one unifying sound of love with each other? Or are you picky about, I love this thing over here, but I really hate this person? And not, I'm just frustrated today, so I hate this person. But like, you really don't show the ability to hear somebody else's position and hear somebody else's need. And that's given me a bullseye to work with, where it's been like, you know, and it's good to go. And then as far as figuring out how much time, I think I actually take a more logical approach to that, because I suck at sitting down for too long. So usually when I set meetings, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be there 4 to 5. 5 o'clock, I'm getting up and out, because
I'm trying to tell you, boy.
20 minutes. Like, my knees right now, my legs right now, my thighs are tingling. Like, we gotta go. We've been sitting down for a minute. We gotta get up and move. So,
I feel that.
so I get to lean on that just to be like, we got an hour, y'all, and once an hour, I'm gone.
Literally, my time frame is kind of an hour.
Yeah, that's what
I'll be in a whole work groove, and then once I'm irritated, I'm like, I'll check the time. I'm like, yeah, it's been like an hour. All right, I gotta go do something else real quick. Facts. Tabby, you have something? Your bullseye.
Yeah, I got something, and it's been something I've actually had to come to terms with. It starts with learning what is authentic to you, and harvesting and keeping that centered within yourself. Because I don't know if some people have gone through this, but as artists, we do kind of go through like this identity crisis about what an artist is, what an artist should look like, what an artist should be presented as. But it takes like a lot of groundwork and a lot of listening to the inner self, the source, to find out who you truly are without all the other voices around you. And so for me, learning how to strip those things from your truer self, or however God sees you as, is the bullseye for me, because it takes a long time just to like realize who you truly are when you're pursuing the field of where you want to be.
Yeah.
Because, and I found this out too in a book. I know I'm rambling.
Not on point.
Because creation
it's all interesting. Keep going.
So okay. Because creation comes from God of any caliber. So when we are pursuing the creative acts like art, music, movies, designing, or building a table, we are given a gift from God to do these things because He created us to do those things. If that makes sense.
Yeah, he like, I'm staying on track with the go. That's funny, because I had to re-ask Rock, what is mixed deity again? And so it's funny that you mentioned that the mix was because they combine, right? Here, mixed deity, we combine, and deity was another word for creators. We combine creators. So to say, you know, creation comes from a God, a deity, right? It's like, yeah, that's us, mixed deity. We combining creators over here. That's super solid. Brandon, did you have a bullseye you had to share before? I was going to ask.
You know, I guess that for myself, I said, really, it's hard to say, because my ideal clients just tend to come when they come. Most of the people that I would probably say, there's maybe like 3% of people that are like ready to work with me. And I really spend a lot of my time and energy doing things for the 97% of people who aren't ready to work with me. Like, it's not like, I mean, Takeover Tuesday, I don't know. I've gotten like one client who knew about Takeover Tuesday, but it's not like this is the thing that keeps my life ticking and turning. But by doing like shows like this, when the right person does come, they can just put me in, and they at least see right away that I'm a real person. They see that I have a lot of opinions about a lot of subjects going back here. And like the time that they actually spend on social media looking me up is almost none. Like when I want to find somebody, like I will go find them and say, hey, do you need this? I know that you do. Here you go. And they'll look me up, and this is very little in respective. So I really think of the bullseye as something that I can create for myself. And it changes based on what I need at the time.
Yeah, I like that. I want to become just as driven. I feel like I go through spurts, and y'all let me know if y'all can relate or not. Because if not, that's cool. I need better friends. But I go through kind of creative spurts and driven spurts where it's like, all right, go, go, go. Like, this is what I need to do. I'm going to get it done. This is what I need. I'm going to get it done. But then it's like, all right, I'm tired. I'm losing my momentum or I'm losing my motivation. But I'm listening to Brandon. He's like, nah, every time I want something, I see it, I'm going to go get it. I want to be that. I want to be the very best. How do y'all keep momentum? And Brandon, before y'all answer, what I want to do for the pitch gauntlet is I want to revisit the one from last week and review it. Can we do that?
I mean, you mean this pitch gauntlet? This pitch
Yeah,
gauntlet from last week?
the pitch gauntlet.
I bet that it's possible.
Okay.
Because it's probably on the board. I mean, we update the board almost every week.
Perfect.
So I'll look for it. We'll find it. And
while you're searching for that, I want to ask you all, repose that question. How do y'all keep your momentum and remain driven?
I think I really battled with that for a while. So when I came up with More Than a Network, of course, first More Than a Model Workshop, I was doing a lot. I was in college. I was working 2 jobs at the time, still making sure I stayed on top of the dean's list and things like that. Just busy running around. And I would get burnt out. So I wouldn't be able to be consistent on working on my craft. And I really think like last year and this year was more so the years that I locked in the most because I know where I want to go now. Like I graduated, got the accolades and stuff like that. I'm meeting different people. I'm becoming more serious about my brand and where I want it to go. I have a clear vision now. So I just kind of set things in order. SMART goals, I'm really big on those, just knowing like where you want to go and having a clear picture of that. And I put things in order to force me to be consistent.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's really what's been helping me. So when clients book me for events and stuff, I put it in my calendar. That's my main thing. But I know like I need to make sure I get this content for this to go on this website or to go on this social media page to bring in more viewers to this so they can book me for this and so on and so forth. So I kind of have like weekly check-ins with myself to look at the analytics. Of course, really like Sundays, those are my like check in with myself, finish the projects that I wasn't able to. But I also check in with myself mentally. So I have battled with like anxiety before. And at first, when it was happening when I was in college, I didn't know what it was. Like I would just wake up in the middle of the night. I'm breathing hard. My mind's racing. I didn't know what it was until I actually like sat down and figured out what the things were that were causing me to do that. And some of it was with work, just balancing work with whatever else I was doing with my passion. So just having those check-ins really helped me stay focused and clear. And if I'm sitting in behind something too long or focus on something, it's like my mind gets cloudy and I shut it down because we're creatives. We need that flow. So it's like if we have to shut it down just to rewire, go out with friends for a drink just so you're not thinking about, the projects that you're working on or anything. I make sure I'm aware of all of that now because I know the signs.
I know that's right. Cool, child. I want to let Tabby and Kevin, y'all both have to go at 4, right?
Yeah, but I want to sit around and wait to hear the answers real quick. And I'll just
Cool. I'm gonna free up Tabby first then because I know you have to go. Can you answer and then let people know who you are one more time and go ahead take your exit.
Okay. All right. So answer the question first, and the people know. Okay. Momentum. But
how do you keep your momentum was the question, and remain driven?
The best thing that I do to keep the momentum going is taking some steps back and just observe what I'm doing at this present moment. because in some cases I can get in my head too much and overthink and like think, okay, this sounds good, this may be the next thing, this might not be that, oh wait, I gotta do this thing, oh wait, I got this, and then all this stuff that clouds what you're supposed to be doing at the currency of what you're working on. So just taking a step back sometimes can help with that. um during during the moments when I'm stuck, I actually went back on my old work to see where I'm at, and I ended up recreating like an old song I used to make, and making a remix out of it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
In that moment, I was appreciative because I realized that we do need to take time to appreciating ourselves and where we're at, and give ourselves grace to what we're doing, because the Tabby who I was back then does not sound like the Tabby how I am now. And even though there's like a bar set for that space, I am the new one is like limitless to any whatever bar I can set myself for.
Yes.
But not, and the best part about that is you are in control of your own destiny and what you want to do with it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I really gotta like piggyback off of that real quick. I did that last night on accident because I was applying for the stations on the Discovery Board for the festival, and they asked for some footage, and every file I had that was new was too big. So I'm like going through the pictures, going through the stuff, going through my Dropbox, going through my drive, and I end up at like one of my old events that I did for my radio station last year. And it made me cry, y'all. Like I was like, oh, you are great. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, yes, like for real. Like, oh man, okay. And for that to have that going on, or to come across that where I'm preparing for a new event that's going to be on March 8th, it's like, don't worry about anything. I did that event inside of a house, and the commentary that people had, they were like, I love this. It felt like this. All the things that we tapped on about, being a memorable brand and how we want to present ourselves. I had all that feedback right there in my hands, and then it was like, oh, okay. And there's a phrase that says, when you think about quitting, remember why you started. And I on the walls in my old radio station, and so I saw that in the videos too. I'm like, this is why I started. This is true. So I feel you with that reminder of like, this is who I am, and this is also who I'm becoming. Cool. Yes.
Yeah.
And so Tabby, thank you for joining us again. Listen, I want you to come every Tuesday if you can. I love this. Tabby, actually, you were like the questions for last week, you used them to develop something for yourself, right?
Yeah, it helped me like repolish my brand and my business for Loft Entertainment. I finally figured out what Loft actually means to me, and it stands for luxury of finer things / luxury of finer truths. It basically means like anything that you consider luxury, like your health, your wealth, your mental states, the things that you want to do with your life, all those things, and God is actually is a luxury in itself, because God gives us that comfort and gives us that shimmer of light to continue going. And that's where the motto comes from: illuminate the world, because we are a light within a dark space, and we are meant to expand our light, to expand the others, and tap into them and help them light themselves up to do whatever they're meant to be doing for themselves from God's work.
Yes.
So I'm working on just expanding that. I already started making drop shipping stuff on e-commerce. I dabbled in designing, so I have that too. You know what? I'm already pitching it. I'm gonna shoot it real quick.
Okay.
But just shoot that.
Come on, this is what it's for. Use this platform.
Yeah, my fault if it's taking too long.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the Kings.
Take your time. What is this something that I can find on my side? What is this?
Yeah, I just sent the link trade. I'm still working on the kinks of it.
Oh man, you sent it to that file. Ciao. Is there a web? Can you drop it in the comments?
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Okay, cool. Do that for us, and we will pull that up. But yes, I love this. I love this. While we're pulling up Tabby's link tree, Kevin Powell.
You always good to call me Kev. Don't even worry about it.
I know, but they don't know you like I know you. Right? But yes. I got lost. What was my final question?
Drive and how do you keep from burning out?
Yes, how you keep your momentum. See, that's why y'all here.
I'm not sure if I'm good for this question.
Yeah, the answer can be no.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, is it possible to have too much drive? Because I have the hard problem where I want to go because the vision in my head of where I want to achieve, like I mess around with my wife and I'm like, people talk about being richer and stuff. I'm like, if I can figure out one thing that I could purchase that can empty out my whole bank account, then I ain't rich. Well, that's a lot of things if you think creatively about it. Like, how much does a skyscraper cost? That's going to empty out a couple billions, right? So I got a long way to go. I can't buy my football team because the football team is a couple billions. I got a couple, and so it's like I always got to go somewhere else. I've had to learn to do the opposite, which is to be like, figure out much this year and the last couple years how to go ahead and allow myself the permission to slow down every now and then and to celebrate, because I suck at celebrating. As far as I understand, I haven't achieved anything. And then you sit down and you look at it, you're like, oh, you did that and that. Oh.
Right.
But for me, it's like you do it and like you got to get to the next thing and you're moving to the next thing and you're laying the groundwork for the next thing. And so, yeah, I think in the last couple years, I've paid attention to slowing down.
Get him.
Just trying to celebrate when I do achieve something and just appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah. And that's important, that celebration. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, I want to make a video that says, hey, you, go stand in front of the mirror backwards.
What's your
slap yourself in the butt,
Tabby?
And look back. Look back.
I wanna share this. I've got this from this is very high end.
Oh yeah,
very cool.
Nice. Know thyself.
Yeah. It's really going, and I want to show you something else.
I was like, where'd it go?
This is just the link tree that will take you to all those relevant places. It should be able to show you the website here. Hold on a second.
Take your time.
The story continues. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. You can just see music, merch, videos, tour info.
Still,
it's all coming. It's coming all live.
Yeah, still working on it, Kings. I just started creating these things and getting them fixed up. Wait, go. Can you go back on merch real quick? Hold on. Wait, did it do that? Oh, yeah. It did do that.
Yeah, you can get the Starboy tote bag. I was going through it a little fast. You can get the Starboy tote bag. Say goodbye to plastic, and these are great designs.
Yeah, can we scroll through that a little bit? Yes.
I can actually use one link. Good to know.
He's talking about I can use one link. Oh, it's on my website? I didn't know.
Convenience is key for me. That's what I go for. Convenience is key.
I feel you on that one.
Because we get tired. Me and Kev, we're gonna walk away from the phone in a second.
Do you want to do you want me to help you with the pitch? Or do you want to do pitch gauntlet?
Yeah, so Tabby, you are, as you already were, you are free. But I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your work with us.
Thank you both. Thank you all for having me here. I really appreciate you all.
To the discovery board, you can submit things. Everyone here, anyone watching, you can submit your events, anything that you want us to highlight to the discovery board by emailing us at media@mixeddeity.com. That's media@mixeddeity.com. And we'll get your posts directly to the discovery board. Send in the the subject line, what you want your title to be. Send the description of what you want your caption to be, what you need people to know, the who, what, when, where's, and how's, and add the images that you want affiliated with the post. Everything that you send in that email will become your post on the discovery board. So yes, let us know. Like, tell us. Yes, that's how you do it. Tell us about your things and submit your thing. And Tabby, I hope that we see you again.
Yes, you will.
Can y'all?
Definitely. Yes.
Oh, what's your Instagram, Tabby?
My Instagram is I am Tabby. It's 2 I's. Period L. Right there. It's right there. Actually.
Yeah, because Brandon's great.
Cool. It was nice meeting you and getting to learn about you.
It's good to meet you too, and I'm glad to be here to be with everyone today. It's been a good day.
With Summer, she got me on career day tomorrow. I'm going to the school with children.
Oh yeah,
It is.
no way to hear about it.
It is.
So, family, let's introduce Kev. If you have to scoot on us too, I appreciate you on the live stream. Doing the takeover tonight. Cognate Souls is taking over. Yes, got their website up there.
And that's our link.
Taking
That's
over.
my page on the website that has the link to everything. So if you go there, it's basically our link tree. I just put it on my site, so you can find everything you need about us there.
Yes. The question is, what's on the menu?
We got a link, bro.
Cognate Souls is on the menu.
Sure.
Cognate Souls.
Cognate Souls. We're on the menu. We got some. We even got some covers in here for y'all. But we even got some Taylor Swift, but it doesn't sound like her. It ain't gonna sound like that Taylor Swift. But cool. I will see y'all later. See you later, Kay. Y'all have
All right.
Thank you for
Nice
having me.
Enjoy your day.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Summer. I'm gonna reach out to both of y'all because I want to chat. I love it. For real.
So, boom, Summer and Brandon, this is what we're gonna do. Let's throw up that graphic. I'm going to talk a little bit about this pitch gauntlet so that the new audience members know what's happening. This segment of the show is our pitch gauntlet. And so this is where we invite people to present themselves, their ideas, and we try to collaborate. What I said earlier is Mixed Deity is all about combining creators. And so we bring you all into a place. That's why I love Takeover Tuesday, because while Mixed Deity highlights everybody specifically based on their niche and their needs, Takeover Tuesday is the day where we bring everybody into the place. The entire community is involved in this day. And you're welcome to come in person or you're welcome to join us virtually. As you see, we have the virtual family members and also the ones who are going to come in person. So with our pitch gauntlet, we're presenting you to our entire community. And what we're going to do today, because we don't have any new people batting up for the pitch, we're going to review our pitch gauntlet from last week. Last week, we had Rock Solomon, the rock star himself, who mentioned to you that the Creative Drinking Club is opening at 5 p.m. So make sure y'all ready because the drinks are cold. The mic is hot. It's super hot. Like when I clap, I can hear feedback in here, y'all. But before we open it up, we have to get into our pitch gauntlet. So we're going to review Rock Solomon's pitch from last week. And I'm not going to preview it at all. I'm not going to give any type of precursor. Let's look into it. Let's see. The goal of being a panelist on the pitch gauntlet is that we answer whether or not we understand the answers of the question. So Brandon, as we're going through it, let's pause before the audience or the from last.
Do you have last week's Takeover Tuesday pitch video?
I can shoot it to you real quick. I would get it from YouTube. And it starts at about an hour and 30 minutes.
I will do my best to pull that up.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know. I thought you had grabbed it already.
Sometimes, yeah, I know. It's a curse to be so brilliant at everything.
I know.
Because people just assume. Are we looking at?
We're looking at
extra players, the takeover. Are we looking at? We're looking at from last Tuesday's live cast.
Hard Knocks fight.
Yeah, are we looking at Rock's pitch?
Yes, and it starts at about.
Is this Rock's full pitch or just the speed round?
Let's go through his longer one, not his speed round, so we can say.
All right, hang on. Here we go. I do see it at least.
Yay.
So just give me a second.
Yeah, it's just a bit after an hour and a half.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I've been practicing. I've been sending it out, shipping and clipping, getting it out there. Summer, how do you feel so far about the show? How do you feel about being featured?
I feel good. I'm getting my charger because my phone's on 20%. So y'all give me one
That's
second.
cool. Let's just take a 1-minute spot, Kayla, if you don't mind. And
Okay.
we're just gonna play a little dial M for mystery, and then we'll dive in here.
Let's do it.
Perfect.
Everybody's always looking for alternatives to alcohol. Nowadays, who wants to drink all the time? You're looking for ways to take just a little bit less alcohol in your life, even if you're not cutting it all together. I tried Brez. This is a CBD beverage, and it is a lemon elderflower flavor. Wow, look at that. I had some this morning, and what would I say? It definitely doesn't taste like everything that you're drinking all the time. It's just a little bit interesting and unique. And is it a replacement for alcohol? No, but it's an alternative. It's just different. Who doesn't mind that?
I have one.
Are we? I think we're basically close to ready.
Yeah, look, I have
We're
it
not.
on.
What have you got?
I've got ginger beer. So earlier last week, I went up to the Mediterranean spot, Alibaba, and I got ginger beer with my drink. And so when I went to get some groceries yesterday, I'm like, I want some sparkling water. I'm like, no, I want ginger beer. So this brand, I never tried it before, but I'll try it now. This is my last one. It's really good. And it has pineapple juice, natural ginger, cane sugar, which I'm kind of about because I'm not like a sugar
Great.
purpose, but it's cane sugar, so whatever, we'll claim it's safer and not processed. But it's super good, and I love all things ginger because it's good for your mouth and it's good for keeping bacteria out of your body. So yeah,
Describe the taste.
It tastes like spicy pineapple juice, kind of, but more juicy. But anything with that ginger. Have you ever had a red rock ginger ale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how it will smack you in your throat? It's like, just be just as careful with this one. It's not as harsh, but be just as careful because baby, you inhale too fast, you're gonna be choking for sure. I don't even want to crack mine open yet though, because I'm gonna wait for the Creative Drinking Club to open at 5.
That's cool. All right, so are you ready? You want to try this and see where it takes us?
Yeah, so we're gonna let them pitch, and we're gonna pause before they give their feedback. We'll give our feedback.
Okay.
It doesn't jive. You just say, what about it you didn't understand? And then Brandon makes a note of that, and we come back to it during the speed round. The goal is for me to get through every single, to get everyone in the live to understand every answer that I have. And if I get everyone to understand and sort of thumbs up every answer that I have, doesn't mean you have to like it, just have to understand it. This is not a judgment on whether we like ideas or not, just a judgment on whether the person pitching it can clearly explain each of their answers. So at the end of that, it goes on to the discovery board, and that is where anyone in the community can now go check out your pitch, get an idea about you, get an idea about your answers. They can understand if it's something they want to be a part of, and then boom, we can start building some teams. And what does it cost to do all this magical fun? Nothing. You just have to participate. That's it. You just got to show up, participate. It's an investment of time. This is the first thing that you would invest. But let's go ahead and get to it. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do the first pitch just to kind of set it. I'm going to show you how it's done. Show you how it's done. What's my idea called, and what does it? Oh, Brandon, can you? I love your voice on this. You have such a great voice.
I was only waiting for your own speaking to pause.
You never need to wait. I'll never stop. You just
all right. Are you ready? What is your idea called, and what does it do?
I think I may have pitched this before, but I'm going to pitch it again. I have an idea called the Mixed Deity Documentary, and it tells the story of the first 2 years of Mixed Deity in Grant Park during the global pandemic when everything else was shut down and we were still open.
Reaction content. We're reactors.
Yeah.
What do we think? Whoa, that's
First of all, what's bugging me out watching this is watching us on it, and it's not us right now. I'm like, oh.
You can see why there are actors. Adam Driver refuses to look at himself. There are some people that just won't look at their previous performances at all.
I might be one of them. I hate running back tape, but I have to because I put out my own promo. I hate it.
It gets to a point where you're like, oh, I hate my voice.
Yes, other people had to tell me that it sounded good, and I was like, for real? Okay, I'm gonna keep saying stuff then. So my first reaction, I do understand his answer for the first question. Did you understand, Summer?
Yeah, I understand. Can I dive deeper?
Go for it.
Yeah, okay. I think it's a good idea because a lot of businesses either failed, figured out a different way to navigate during the pandemic, or it was just a change for everyone at that time. So I think that would be a good idea to show like the documented part of it.
And the alchemy, right? It's like we made it, we still making it happen. I like that too. That's smart. I like how you put that.
I mean, I understood it. Let's go. I understand this idea. Let's swing it around to the other people that are on camera. Hold on. Does everyone understand this idea?
Yes.
Okay, you're muted, but I hear.
Yeah.
Are you able to maybe single some people out?
Yeah, I was gonna say not particularly. I would need a little bit more detail on essentially what the I guess what the result of the creation was during the pandemic, or like the reason for the creation initially.
Okay, so I'll have to.
Come back. I'll write it down, and then at the end of all of these questions, I'll give you one more chance, Rock, to answer all of these in more detail. So we'll definitely remember that in the speed round, you're going to give a little bit more clarity on what your idea is.
Thumbs down, something like that. A yay and nay, something like that.
That's my plan. Yeah, Tabby.
Oh, okay.
Did you understand Rock's idea?
Of a documentary of like artists and creatives. I get that. Makes sense. But I would just ask like
I guess I'll just go through
like what would be like some of the
okay,
questions like we would ask them. I think that would be a good idea.
More
to every other.
Next, we're going to ask you your next question. What is this documentary similar to, and how is it different?
Okay, well, it's similar to every other documentary you ever saw in your life. It's people talking, it's archival footage, it's a general story arc talking about how it interacts with different things that different people might find interesting in the overall fabric of the story of humanity. However, the way it is different is that we want it to be owned by the community. Many documentaries, many stories are for-profit endeavors that tell a story about a suffering community, or they tell a story about something horrible that happened, or some oppressed communities or countries or or whatnot. But very rarely does any of the money generated from that story end up going to the people that the story was about. I think you could say Blood Diamond is a great example. The movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, like they really exposed a lot of horrors, but did any of the money, the millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of that money make actually go to any of those people, or were they just selling someone else's story? Same thing with Slumdog Millionaire. You know, they went in there and told the story of some really impoverished, tragic children's
You've
lives.
got a few seconds left, Rock.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, and so that's the difference. That the community that it's about is actually going to own the movie.
All right, hello, y'all. That was I don't know if y'all want to go through the responses before we respond, or maybe we should skip the responses.
I'm here for the whole thing. You can.
All right.
Let me know too.
Okay, fine.
Are we able to watch it also be on screen, or would it be too much?
No, you can be. I mean, if y'all want to be on screen.
Yeah, because I want to say. I just want to say Dr. Kyra is my favorite character in this whole thing. Like, she was like, nah, I don't get that. I need you to tell me.
It's good to have somebody that, you know, this documentary is one of Rock's bar stories. If we were all at a bar, this is like a topic that Rock would just talk about once in a while. So it was good to have somebody that wasn't hearing about this regularly to say, I don't have context for this. I wasn't in this neighborhood or state or whatever. I think it was all good, you know. It's like every other documentary, but, you know, other people are making it.
And I like how the main thing.
Whoa. Let's try to take Kate out and back. Hello. Summer, you're still here, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm still here.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. I can hear you.
All right.
Oh, now I can't hear.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Fritos.
Okay. Now, okay, cool. Dang. But what I was saying was I really like how he wants to give the pieces of the pie, right? So giving shares to the individuals who are actually a part of the documentary and giving them something. La Russell is doing something like this to where if you're buying his music, it's basically like buying stock. Or if you're putting into him being able to create a project, you're getting the royalties off of the project that he puts out. So I thought that was a really cool way to make this different and just to give back to the people. One thing about us, we love to give some money back out. I can't hear nobody.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to keep going here.
Okay.
All right. JK, did you understand this concept? I understood this concept. Tabi, did you understand where this is in the marketplace?
I do. I understand it completely. And I actually read Slumdog Millionaire, so I understand exactly what you mean.
Dr. Ofuani, did you understand this?
Yes, we're good.
Woohoo!
All right. You've passed this round.
All right.
Notice the woo.
Get limber. Your next question is, who is this documentary?
No, I was just saying, notice the woohoo. He was like, whoo, because she was not playing. Like,
how did this go? How did you feel about this round?
Oh, it was solid. That was we were just talking about the same round. I think we waited for him to go into the next thing, but I thought it was funny that he was excited that Dr. Kyra didn't have anything to say. I was waiting for her content the entire time that day. I'm like, what's she gonna say next?
Should we do we really understand? I mean, the documentary doesn't really have to help anybody, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep going. I didn't hear anything if you asked me a question.
For this documentary that don't already exist.
I think mostly time. We need a lot of time from a lot of people to pull it together, people to arrange interviews, people to film interviews, people to manage data, people to compile story structures and just manpower, really. And I think everything else is pretty much already there. It's just this is a project that I think is a great first project because it is really entirely dependent on people.
I understand.
All right, cool.
A blessing and a curse.
All right, we've got thumbs up all around. Dr. Ofwani, was this understandable to you? Okay, that's cool. Very intriguing. How do you feel about the elements here?
What do you think, Summer?
Yeah. I would say
Ooh. I got confused. I thought that I thought
Yeah, no, this thing has so many screens. First of all, we got branding on both screens. It's like we're in some sort of work. It's like a wormhole. There's the real estate now. At least you're in a different layer of reality, according to the video. But anyway,
Y'all, I want to pause you right there because I have to go.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
But I'm definitely gonna check out for the other weeks and everything like that, and I'll be at the studio soon.
Okay.
Let's just
thank
close
you.
this.
We appreciate you.
It was great, Summer, being with you. I definitely want to look forward to talking to you, meeting with you, doing more things with you in the future.
What's your contact information? What's the best way to reach you?
You can just reach me on Ghost Coast Video on Instagram.
Ghost
you
Coast.
can also go. Yeah, I'll plug myself. Why not? I've plugged everybody else. You can go to ghostcoast.video/Brandon, or you can go to ghostcoast.video. You can go to my personal landing page on that website, or you can just go to the website ghostcoast.video, and you can see a commercial, and you can see some projects that we've done in the past. Or if you want to communicate in real time, you can go to Brandon at ghostcoast.video, and you can send an email. This is probably the best and easiest way to get in contact with me. If you email me, I'll definitely see it right away.
Sounds good. And is your Discord connected to the website? Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
None of us can.
All right. Well, you see it. My fingers are flying a lot. If you go to ghostcoast.video, I think /Discord, it will either take you to our current Discord or this one. Things are changing all the time, but you can just get with me very easily. Email Brandon at ghostcoast.video, and you'll get everything. That's it. Are we? Kayla, you want to break early?
If you want to.
Let's just leave. We've had a guest. We did a great interview segment. We showed upcoming events. We replayed a pitch gauntlet. Let's just leave.
Let's just leave. It's hilarious. Well, family, I want to thank you all for tuning in once again. Rock is on his way to open up the Creative Drinking Club. And so you'll see him this evening during our takeover. If you can't tune in virtually.
5 o'clock.
Yes. If you can't tune in virtually, I like that. You should definitely come in person. We'll be here right at the Mixed Deity Media Cafe. Y'all, these Fritos is like
We're
right
fun wherever there's good times to be had. We are making our own good times if there aren't any. It's always happening. So let's get out of here, and we'll talk again after a while.
Later.